If you're a real estate investor that is tired of burning cash on junk leads, cold calling until your voice gives out, or chasing sellers that never answered the phone, this video is for you. Because here's the truth, the old ways to generate motivated seller leads don't work in 2025. And I can say that confidently because I have worked with over 1,000 real estate investors and wholesalers across the US and Canada who were stuck in the hustle, cold calling, scraping lists, and chasing agents. And I've seen firsthand what keeps them stuck and what actually allows them to scale to 7 figures. If you're new to this channel, my name is Esteban Andrade. I'm the founder and CEO of Hustle Media and GetSellers.io, a company that generates the best motivated seller leads and appointments and lead transfers with motivated sellers that are hot. And in this video, I'll break down the new way to generate motivated sellers in 2025. The exact approach the top 1% of real estate investors like Nick Perry, Pace Morby, Jerry Norton, RJ Bates, or all these people are using right now in order to get the best results. And how they generate high quality leads without the hustle, without the wasting energy, without wasting money. And without further ado, let's get into this.
The truth is that there is a new way to get motivated seller leads this year that you don't even know about. So here's what we're talking about. There's new ways to use media, technology, and AI to create a predictable motivated seller lead system in this year. And probably next year and the year after. And because everything is evolving so fast, everything is evolving so fast, you're actually falling behind. And the people that actually don't wake up and don't start doing something like this will at some point will be removed from the competitive market of wholesaling real estate. And you have to be able to generate more opportunities with leads, so close more deals, get bigger deals, and get repeated deals. That's the only way to scale, correct? But a lot of people are doing it the wrong way. They're doing it the old school tactics, where back in the World War, you used to actually do it. I'm talking here like things that people don't even use anymore. And because it is not used anymore and it's not as effective anymore. However, you're being taught about it. So let's go over the old ways. The outdated ways to get leads are cold calling until burnout, skip tracing and chasing dead lists. 99% of wholesalers ultimately stay stuck here. They're hustlers. They grind, they work hard, but they're not really CEOs. And they're wondering why they're potentially making some money, but they can't advance. They don't really have the life that they wanted because they have not built a true CEO role. They're scraping lists in the MLS. They're begging agents for scraps. They're doing this agent outreach that you're being taught in different programs out there. And these are for the newbies. And they ultimately go to free YouTube hacks, which creates a job, not a business. So let's break that down. Ultimately, when all of this happens, leads ghost you every single week. And also, you start spending money. You don't even know where it's going. You don't even know what it's doing. $1,000 plus wasted on skip trace lists. And you skip trace the wrong list. You don't know how to actually put in the dialer. You don't even know how to cold call. You don't even know how to actually just talk with the seller. Or even if you do, it's still going to be talking with a lot of tire kickers. And this is going to be a repeated cycle that's going to give you 10 hours a day, missing deals, missing time with your family. And there's going to be a constant hustle culture. I'm not against hustle because our company was born through the hustle. But you gotta turn it into an actual business, which means that because it's grinding all the time, there's no real freedom. So the problem with the old way is that ultimately, as you know, wholesaling, it's a low barrier of entry. So you build a hustle, you build something that is not a company, and the truth is that gurus will not show you the right ways, the real roadmaps behind $10,000, $30,000 programs. People are paying this amount of money to learn how to actually build a business. And the biggest thing about my YouTube channel is that I actually teach you everything for free. Everything that is behind $10,000 to $30,000 programs. And if you're compelled of actually following this journey with me, just subscribe to this YouTube channel and I'll be putting a lot of videos. You'll see a lot of videos on how we actually grow businesses in wholesaling real estate. Now, they ultimately have to go to paid masterminds. There's going to be a lot of information, but there's no clear system. And ultimately, it's zero leverage to you, because if you stop working, the leads ultimately stop. Again, you've built a hustle, not a company. So here's the transformation that I want you to have. You got to stop going from hustler, and you're going to start going to a scaling a company, building an actual infrastructure, having team members, having systems, being able to start working more on the business, making higher level decisions, more leadership decisions. What's going to be the marketing that we're going to invest on? What's going to be the next employee that we're going to actually hire? What's going to be the next investment? How are we going to expand in other markets? Not having to talk with leads, generate leads. All of that is not going to be a business. That's a hustler. The new way is how you actually stop being a hustler and start running a scalable real estate investing business. So here's how it starts. The new way starts by going inbound right away. So leads come to you, not the other way around. And there's many ways to actually go about this. You can either grab our free course on Facebook ads and start running campaigns right now, start building a campaign, Facebook ads right now. Or you can go to a lead generation company that sells leads. You can buy leads one by one. You can also buy appointments one by one. And these people have been qualified through inbound marketing. Companies like that exist out there. You can do your own research. I highly recommend GetSellers.io. There's other companies like Property Leads. There's other companies like iSpeed, or there's companies like LeadZillow. But you ultimately determine what is the type of company, what is the type of value that you want to have. If you want instant leads, that's the fastest way to go. It's a little bit more expensive in the long run than having your own campaign, and it might, not take you as long to learn how to run ads, but it will give you quote unquote quick wins. The second one is actually media driven. So I already told you about putting your ads together, right? But here's the thing. You need to learn how to leverage the media. You need to learn how to leverage marketing, psychological tactics in order to actually get attention. You have to go to one to many. If you have seen Alex Ramosi a lot, he talks about 4 different skills that entrepreneurs need to learn how to do. Multiply money, persuade people to use their time, ultimately use code, and learn how to actually be everywhere. And this is what I'm talking about. If you learn how to create ads, if you learn how to actually create content that does the heavy lifting for you, those ads, only you gotta leverage money, and those ads run forever, consistently bringing you motivated seller leads and eyeballs. And then you also have a content machine that brings you leads organically as well. And then you'll be unstoppable, because now you're going to be everywhere in your market. People are going to know that you actually help homeowners buy their house, right? And lead generation campaigns ultimately help you get the best leads, because you can literally predict how many leads you can do that month, how many calls you can do that month, how many deals you're going to do that month, and reverse engineering the numbers will just help you get there. The third thing, it's going to be tech-enabled systems. So this means tracking, pixels, CRMs, automation. So if you learn how to actually leverage technology, or no code platforms and so on, put together CRMs like Go High Level or Our Simply, Investor Fuse, that already have integrated systems and workflows for automation. So as soon as the lead comes in, you don't have to worry about it. There's an SMS or a chatbot going on. There is an AI agent going on. When the lead is in your pipeline, there's reactivation systems that help you get them back. When their lead, needs to be nurtured, then there's going to be workflows and automation that help you nurture that lead. If you don't remember what you talked about with the seller, then there's ways to record what you talked with the seller, right? And then ultimately, The goal of tech-enabled systems is that it gives you time back. So 10 steps become 5 steps. Then the next one is AI-powered engines. So bots handle follow-ups and booking calls. Just like how I was talking about in tech-enabled systems. With AI, you can build the best AI agents that will do a lot of the work that happens after the lead has been generated. From indoctrinating the lead into your company, and for example, you can create an actual video that is not even you, it's just an avatar that talks about everything that you do in your company. It's a presentation. You can do a presentation using Gamma AI that talks about 6 different things. What is it that is special? What is a unique mechanism? How you can actually help them? How does it work? What is it that they got to lose? Why you? What is the credibility that you got, right? And then ultimately, this will help you pre-sell the lead before they ever talk to you. Now, you will send automations, you will send emails, and you can now create all this copywriting using AI. As soon as the lead comes in, you can have an AI automated lead manager or AI inside sales agent call the lead instantly, and this will act as a human. And now that you can actually feed scripts or feed the frameworks to these AI agents, it makes your follow-up even easier. Now, instead of having only 3 people pick up the phone whenever you have 6 leads generated, or 50% of them pick up the phone, just with speed to lead, you're gonna be able to make a lot of people pick up the phone because you have now AI voice, AI SMS automation, emails. You become omnipresent, and with the help of workflows like Go High Level CRM, then you'll continuously nurture these seller leads. And this way you move the seller through the pipeline. So at the end, everything has to do with leverage. One of the best books that I would recommend to you is the Almanac of Naval, that talks about all the levers you must follow that the best companies in the world learn how to amplify in order to build big companies. And talking here media, technology, labor, capital, right? And once you learn how to build skills around it, that's when you start winning, because you're gonna get time back, money multiplied, more output from the same input. And at the end, it's gonna take the same effort plus 10 times the output. Now, here's how the old way compares to the new way. I call it the average wholesaler entrepreneur versus the $1 million wholesaler entrepreneur. So before, you used to do manual cold calling, scraping lists, hustle for every lead, burnout grind, doing everything manually. And in the new way, you have automated follow-ups, you have AI powered targeting, you have a predictable inbound flow, you have CEO level systems. You have invested in yourself. Now that we talked about the 4 levers that Naval talks about in his book, we're gonna talk about how the main 2, which is media and technology, you can actually leverage them and amplify them in a way that actually can propel your business forward. Well, you got capital, you got labor, where you can hire people, you can use your own money or other people's money. You know that as a real estate investor, that's important. And that's the oldest form of leverage. But now the levers of scale, in order to actually make it in 2025, in 2026, this year, in order to actually work a wholesaling business that works inbound, and you don't have to do a lot of the grind work, it requires 3 things. Number 1, it's going to be channel mastery. So when you get to channel mastery, it means that you are going to master only one channel and one channel only. A lot of gurus, a lot of people tell you to diversify. But the truth is that if you're not doing at least $30,000 a month, $50,000 a month in wholesaling real estate, if you diversify too early, it might be counterintuitive to your growth, because you're going to be putting a lot of eggs in different baskets and you're not going to let one thing grow. Yes, while planting seeds and actually having multiple channels is important, the fastest way to grow is to go deeper, not wider. And once you actually have gained the luxury of going wider, then you can do that. But at the beginning, you have to choose one channel. So we have 2 right here that you can start looking at. And these are the most common, but the best ones to actually leverage. We can talk about the other channels like TikTok, YouTube, but Facebook algorithm has been becoming better over time. And now with Instagram being part of Facebook, you can leverage Facebook Meta the best way possible. And right now, if you're not doing creatives online, getting into content, you might be missing out in the biggest opportunity to become your own biggest brand inside of your market. So Conor McGregor, Kylie Jenner, they all built the brand first. Same for The Rock. And then once they got a product, once they got a service, and they had an audience, and they launched that product, boom, thousands of sales, millions of sales, and billionaire status. So now you're going to be able to use the Facebook pixel and the algorithm that is driven by AI in order to get to many people, one to many. We're not talking here about one-on-one cold calling one person, direct mail one person. This is kind of like doing hundreds of cold calls per hour. I'm telling you right now, you can get to your people, you can get to the people that you want with Facebook very fast. So, for example, our clients, within 24 to 48 hours, they're already getting leads, motivated seller appointments being booked in their calendar. And this is all by using the right pixel and the right algorithm of Facebook, which allows you to actually put advertising on people that are actually believing and have a behavior that need help from you. Have you ever heard that, for example, Facebook is listening to you? That is completely truth. And now with the new updates of the Andromeda, it means that every single time that someone is going to click on someone else's ad, let's say your competitor's ad, they're going to actually be showing more of that type of ad. So if you are, let's say, for example, if your competitor is running ads right now, and then you also are running another ad, then that means that you're going to be showing after your competitor. So the only way to actually get ahead of the game is to actually learn how to actually use the pixel and the algorithm to post a lot of content and actually give offers to your sellers while they are on Instagram and on Facebook. The next one is going to be Google PPC, which is high intent motivated seller leads. Now, these two right here, they work amazingly whenever they work together. I would start Facebook ads if you are starting smaller, if your capability of budget is not best. But if you do have at least $5,000 to $6,000 a month on advertising budget and spend and capability of doing it, and you know that you can get about 3 to 5x return of investment, or sometimes more in some markets, then I would start with Google ads and sprinkle in some Facebook right away. Google is the highest intent motivated seller online marketing channel, along with, well, you got TV ads, right? You got radio ads, but Google's the one, something that you can actually manage. You can literally create campaigns that have keywords and are going to attract people that are searching for online help. I need to sell my house fast. I need cash for my house, and so on. And you can actually control this by doing exact and phrase match targeting. More to this in another channel, in another video that I actually walk through how to understand Google Ads. And we also have a free course that actually shows you about this as well. If you master these two, this means that you're closer to actually getting to the right audience when they need you, right? So let's say someone is doing a search online and they search for, I need to sell my house. Well, they saw 1 or 2 ads, maybe clicked on it, fill out a form, no one reached out just yet. And then they go to Meta Instagram, right, Facebook, and they get retargeted by one of your videos. Now you become omnipresent. Now let's say you do have an actual content strategy that you're going to be blasting them with a lot of content to indoctrinate them. And this content is strategically put to essentially pre-sell your company, indoctrinate them, handle any objections that they would have, or like answer any frequently asked questions. And this will lead them to your brand and to actually click on the ad and actually fill out a form, becoming a little bit more of a hotter lead. So you're going to be able to retarget people. The second one is AI workforce, which means that, well, you know how to actually leverage labor by hiring other people. And you've heard about hiring virtual assistants or whatever employee you want, but you can also create an AI workforce.
essentially having AI employees work for you, and this is going to be one of the highest leverage things that you can do. And the main ones that you can actually do right now at this current moment, well, there's many tools that you can actually do, from AI virtual assistants, AI calendars, but the main one that I would highly suggest you start doing once you start generating motivated seller leads, correct leads, is the AI lead manager. And there's many tools out there that work right now really, really well, that are creating this at a high speed. I've never seen this speed before, ever, on creating such technology. For example, bulletproof scaling. I know that Steve Strang is actually creating an AI lead manager that works really well, but there's other platforms like Go High Level that are trying to catch up. There's other type of AI tools that are also trying to do something about this. For example, you got Retail AI, VP AI, Synthflow AI, Assistable AI. All of this where you can actually build an entire AI lead manager or appointment setter, inside sales agent, that will call and actually will talk like an actual human. And sometimes platforms like 11 Labs would also allow you to create these AI lead managers, AI agents. This way, you never actually miss a follow-up. And as soon as the leads are generated, instantly gonna be followed up. And as you know, speed to lead is so important, because when you actually get to call a lead within 2 minutes, the chances for you to convert this lead increase by 60 to 300%. And this is data that is gathered from the best CRMs in the world. They say that if you take more than 2 to 5 minutes, the probability of you getting hold of that lead just goes down exponentially, which means that now that lead means nothing because you don't have a quality conversation. And quality conversation is what allows you to actually have a lead potentially converted. So try to book appointments by having AI lead managers or appointment setters that will book appointments for you, and then ultimately do a full triage, and then fitting in frameworks from the best trainers in the world. There's, you got Steve Strang, you got different people like RJ Bates or NAPQ by Jeremy Miner that would help you train these lead managers, AI lead managers, that will become AI appointment setters. This is one of the best levers that you can actually pull right now. The third one is going to be AI automation engines and workflows. So listen, it takes about 4 to 11 touches to get a hold of a seller. But it is also true that you're going to convert more deals when you follow up with the lead after you have spoken with the lead, because not everyone is going to close right now. It is only about 2 to 3% of people that will convert today. Sometimes even less, about 1%, which means that you need to start creating nurturing systems that would follow up continuously with these sellers until they fully trust you and they're ready. Follow-up systems, nurture systems, and reactivation systems. So the goal here is that you actually use technology in code to make 10 steps into 5 steps. You can create workflows inside of your CRM that can handle everything from SMS messages, emails, voicemail drops, any tasks, any homework, or any type of task that you gotta do, right? From reminding you or booking appointments, being consistent with the seller, sending drips. And that way you're everywhere at once without working more. Now, these are the main 3 levers of scale, which is media and technology. And what this creates is the following. It creates predictable pipeline, which ultimately we will know exactly how much money we need to spend in order to generate X amount of leads, which generate Z amount of deals. Because once you know your math about how many leads you need to get an appointment, how many appointments you need to get an actual contract, well, you'll know exactly how many contracts you know to get a deal once you have all your disposition process put together. Ultimately, your revenue will scale. Let's say, for example, when I hit $65,000 a month, I did it only with one channel. I put together only one channel. I did it so well. I created automations and systems to automate it. And I was generating about 5 to 7 appointments per day organically. Sometimes I will generate 2 to 3, but majority of the time I was already packed only with one channel because I put all the effort into this. I knew it was going to work and I was going to make it work. And then I started running ads, and that was my path to generating $100,000 a month, and only was possible with automation, AI, and using the algorithms. This way, you actually turn CEO. You stop being a hustler, because a company is not built out of hustling. You can't do this alone. You can go faster maybe by yourself, but in order to go further, you actually need people. You need help. You need automation. You need leverage. This way you can start scaling. And at the end of the day, this is what allows you to have real freedom where a lot of people come in here. They don't come in here to be grinding all the time on missing dates with your family. That's not what you came for here. You came to build an actual business. So if you really want to build an actual business, become a CEO, actually have all the leadership and the freedom to choose whatever you want to do, how many hours you want to work on that week. This is what you got to do. You got to build it as a system. You got to build it as if you're going to exit it, not as if it was another job. Otherwise, for what are you doing this? Let me show you the example that we have with Rob Karam. He's a client of ours that ended up exiting his wholesale business that was making 7 figures, about 9 deals a month, and we were doing his marketing. So Rob, who is now a friend of mine and moved to Miami, exited his wholesaling business. This is how the campaign used to look like back then. So we used to have campaigns where we used to run AI ads, UGC, instead of creatives. So we had about 2 campaigns running at the same time. Cost per lead in the Midwest was about $91 cost per lead. And we would spend around $3,000 to $1,000 per month or $5,000 per month only on Facebook, while Google was having a higher budget. But let's talk about Facebook real quick. It was an open targeting, right? And we would run ads like this one. The first ones that we would go for would be for video to retain people's attention. And as you can see here, the hold rate was about 5% and hook rate was about 24%. And people that would click on this ad would come in more indoctrinated because they would essentially build familiarity. There's other type of ads that we would just actually run here, like testimonial-based case study campaigns, where we would have the sellers actually give a testimonial. This is called testimonial overload, or is a way to actually convert sellers that are on the fence, that are in the bottom of the funnel, that haven't really taken action, or they don't know you just yet. So you need to actually run a lot of this content after you have generated lead, or after they have actually clicked on your ad, haven't taken action, and so on. This way, you're going to be able to warm them up. So whenever you talk to them, they're going to be more warmed up. One key thing that we do is that after the lead has been generated, we send them a ton of content and a ton of video testimonials so that they see that we actually are the right person for this type of job. We also send them a video sales letter that goes over a few things, such as why is it that we're different? What is our unique mechanism? Who else have we actually worked with, and why does it actually work for them, or why would it work for them? The process about how everything works. What is it that they got to lose? And a few other objections that we answer in that video. That way, we indoctrinate people before the actual call happens. And this is a thank you page, a landing page, basically, and emails that we send them a credibility package. This way, we're using speed to lead, automation, and media in order to persuade people to work with us.
So having worked with pretty much every type of real estate investor out there, wholesalers, flippers, and creative financing investors, wholesalers, flippers, innovation experts, and creative financing pros, those are my best insights on how to generate motivated seller leads that work in 2025. What I've shared here are actually some of the higher level strategies that we use in our company every single day, whether that's our partners that are using it, our clients that are using it, or whenever we run marketing ourselves to get motivated sellers. And this is what have generated millions of dollars in deals for our clients over time. So take these thoughts, make some notes out of this. Ultimately, visit our channel because we go deeper into each one of these and start reworking your marketing, reworking the systems that you have created. Because if you're not doing this, you might be missing out on a lot of pains that you got going on right now. You're stuck where you are, you're not moving forward. So if that's you and you're still stuck, still spending a lot of time in things that you're not supposed to, then go back to this video, rewatch it again, take down notes, or go to these videos right here that will dive into each one of these topics more deeply. And of course, it's a lot to cover in only one video. That's why I have created a step-by-step blueprint that you can actually build yourself, and we can help you build it for you. Just go to the description below, click on the link, fill out a form. We'll see if we can work together. And if we can, then that'll be great, because you start generating motivated seller leads with the right systems, the right mechanisms, and start scaling more your wholesaling business. I'll either pin it in the comments or go to the description. We'll map out with our team how we can actually plug this into your business and start scaling right away. In the next 6 months, you'll have a transformation of being unleveraged to being more leveraged, so that 2025 and 2026 is your year. And of course, if you got some value out of it, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that like button, so it helps the YouTube algorithm to show more of this type of videos to people that do need it. And share this with someone that you feel that needs to hear this as well. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace!